Good morning. Today is Saturday, December 12, 2020. Today is our regular yoga therapy class through Sattvic Space, Yoga and Healing Studio. Today we have a very interesting topic, or very important topic, yoga therapy from transition to transformation. What does this mean? What does this mean to all of us? Yoga as a therapy is a very effective treatment for chronic lifestyle related disorders. Undoubtedly. There is no other therapy better than yoga as a therapy for chronic low back pain, for chronic management of diabetes, hypertension, coronary artery disease, even cancer, osteoarthritis, bones and joints disorders. But what is transition means, it's temporary. What a temporary means, that if I can do a certain yoga asana, certain yoga pranayama, certain meditation, I'm going to have a physiological changes which are going to affect in my chronic diseases or chronic conditions. But what we have found out, that if you continue that for a while, you have a neuroplasticity, which you call a habit forming, and it persists for a while. Our experience and our research suggest that once you have an effect from yoga therapy to your chronic medical condition, and then if you stop it, the effects still last between 6 to 8 weeks. Then slowly and slowly, the effect goes away. So this is called your transition. Transformation is your permanent. Transformation is like a butterfly. Butterfly to a moth to a butterfly, you get your transformation. Transformation takes place in stages, and transformation causes a permanent change your neurosynaptic in the brain, creating a permanent neuroplasticity for which you keep on doing the practices even without knowing. Say, for example, I always give this example. Say, if you want to brush, if you want to say, I want to be ambidextrous, which is very important for yoga therapy, using your both sides of your brain. I said, okay, try brushing your teeth with your left hand. First, when you do, your hand will be everywhere, it is not going. But finally, you will be able to brush with your left hand, which I do it almost all the time. But when you start brushing your left hand and you have been brushing with your right hand for a long time, your right hand will be doing like this. So what does it mean? It means that you have a a permanent neurosynaptic changes which lets you do it without knowing it. Now, I get this question all the time, or I get a comments. My friend circle tells me, if you're able to sit down in the ground, if you're able to do the yoga poses or pranayamas the way you do, we don't need a yoga as a therapy for our chronic medical conditions. So show us how you transform. It's okay? So, first of all, you will be transforming yourself in your postures. So how do you transform? Say, let me see what I did, because I was the same way. I was a surgeon. I was always operating like this, and I never paid attention to my back or my neck. And by the time years and years passed, I was absolutely like a stick. I had no flexibility at all. But with a regular practice, it came true. So now, say you are sitting in a chair. Okay? You'll be sitting in a chair. You'll be sitting in a chair for some time. But the way when we do the practice, sitting in a chair, I keep a mat in front of me. And what I have noticed when I'm practicing it, I will keep on going down and sitting in the mat many a time without knowing. And then if I want to go in a step by step in a transformation, see what will happen. So from a chair, I can come down a little lower. I'll be able to sit down. I'll be doing, say, my relaxation techniques. I put my hand to the back, prayer pose to my back, sitting down, and slowly I develop the relaxation response. Remember, this is the transition to transformation. Okay, so I'm here, I'm comfortable for a while. I may be sitting here, I'm doing my neck relaxation. See, these are the techniques. When you learn how to relax your neck, when you learn how to relax your upper part of the body, you will see that neuroplasticity will set in. So from here, I have another stool. Let me show it to you how you can go in stages to be able to get down into the mat and practice in the mat. Our personal experiences, in fact, I have seen myself that people who practices, even sitting in a chair, they have a total, your mind quiets down. When the mind quiets down, and people will come down from a chair to the ground without knowing. I had people like people with Parkinson's disease. People with Parkinson's disease, they're very spastic. Parkinson people, and they're having tremor, they have balance issues. They're sitting in a chair doing their practices, very slow, gentle practices, and slowly they'll come down and get into the chair, get into the ground and start doing it sitting in the ground. And when you talk to them, they'll say, you know what? We really didn't know that how it happened. So it is also a mind over body. Remember, I always say mind is a software, body is a hardware. So that I'm comfortable sitting here. So next what I will do, let me get another stool and show it to you. This is a kneeling stool, and I keep it in front of my computer. So I'll get into the kneeling stool. I'll sit down in a kneeling stool. So when I sit down in a kneeling stool, I'm very comfortable. And this is your Thunderbolt Pose, Vajrasana. So I'm sitting here and I keep this in front of my computer. So when I'm using my computer, I'm using it, and this is causing my transformation. So you have to continue a daily practice. Even essentially what happens, I get into this practice without even knowing it. It's a wonderful practice. It's a wonderful experience. And once you have it, see from here, you see, I'm sitting, this is your called Thunderbolt Pose. You keep your spine straight and keep your eyes closed, and you can do regular practices. Suppose you have a diabetes. This is the asana which is a therapy for your diabetes. It is called a Thunderbolt or Vajrasana. You can do it on the ground, and I'm doing in a kneeling stool. From here, the next for diabetes, a good therapeutic asana is called your Mundukasana, frog pose. You take your hand, do your baby fist, it's called your Balu Mushti Mudra, the fist of a baby. Put it at the level of your belly button. Keep your spine straight. Look straight here. Breathe out first. Take a deep breath in and slowly keep coming down. In fact, you can do it even in a chair. Sitting in a chair, you are doing it. What will happen here, you keep coming down without any pain. If you have a pain, that tells you that you have created some imbalance in your physical body. You don't have any pain, then listen to your breath. Your breath has to be effortless. Your breath will be exhalation longer than inhalation, and you stay in this posture for about 5 to 10 breaths. Very simple. You can do count of 2 in, count of 4 out, count of 3 in, count of 6 out, count of 8 in, 4 in, count of 8 out. We continue. And more you can do it better and better. Your transformation will take place. It is amazing. These are the asanas same way. We're talking about diabetes. For the diabetes, a primary pranayama is your Kapalbhati Pranayama, breath of fire. So do Kapalbhati Pranayama. You sit down here. Maybe I can get it back. Okay. So you sit down with your Kapalbhati Pranayama. You use your hand mudras. All different mudras for diabetes. Remember, these are transformative practices. From a chair, we came down to, in a low stool, then you came to a kneeling stool. Now in a kneeling stool, I'm going to do a Kapalbhati Pranayama. My eyes are closed, my spine is straight, my mind is in belly button, my belly button goes in, 1 per second. Okay, if you're doing with me, if you're sitting in a chair, sitting in a ground, let's do it. Let's do it. Say, we'll do 20 Kapalbhati Pranayama in each hand gesture called mudra. This is your meditation mudra, we call Jnana Mudra, Dhyana Mudra, Jnana Mudra. Then bend your index finger down. It's called Vayu Mudra. It is controlling the pain, controlling your vata in your body. This is called your Shunya Mudra, Mudra of your emptiness. This is to improve your hearing. This is called Prithvi Mudra, Mudra of the earth. This is for grounding. This is for your diabetes. This is for your truncal obesity. This is your Varun Mudra, Mudra of your water. It improves your bladder function. It improves your fluid content. All the skin health comes back when the fluid content of your body in imbalance. So we get dehydrated, we get a dryness, and we put all the lotions, we put a Vaseline, we put all kinds of fancy lotions. But what it needs to come from within you. Drink enough water, keep your body properly hydrated, your mouth is wet, lips are wet, you practice the Varun Mudra. This is called Shakti Mudra, strength, ring finger, little finger and thumb. And always remember, these mudras are called health in your hand. This is for your strength, stamina, and to bring prana, the life force in your body. Middle finger, ring finger and thumb. This is called Apnea Mudra. This is called a Pachan Mudra. This is for your digestion. This is a proper elimination of the excreta in your body. If you put an index finger down, this is called the Apna Vayu Mudra or Hriday Mudra. This is your heart mudra. It improves the function of your heart and your pulmonary function. Remember, in yoga, lung and heart is the same organ. Winter time, you want to improve your heat inside body. Your body heat comes down, is called your Linga Mudra. Clasp your hand, put your finger out, come on. In fact, if you see the children who has a little bit of runny nose, congestion, when they feel a little cold, they will be doing your Linga Mudra without knowing. Even I have seen kids saying the kids have to go to the bathroom. Have to go to the bathroom for number one, to urinate. And they don't have any. And what you say? Oh, press the pinky, press the pinky, press the pinky. It will help you. It is so experiential. This is very important. So let's do a practice of Kapalbhati Pranayama, a 20 Kapalbhati Pranayama with each mudras, with your spine straight and the eyes closed. And we can tell you, this will be a wonderful, your transformative practice. We have noticing it more and more. A Kapalbhati Pranayama, we say Agni Pradhan Pranayama. It ignites our internal fire. It ignites our digestive fire. And it causes a profound transformation. This is also called metabolic pranayama. You guys have seen what is the daily practice looks like. You've seen how to, but these are called transformative practice. Spine straight, eyes closed. Let's do it all together. Attention on your belly button. 1 per second, very slow. Kapalbhati Pranayama. Kapal is the forehead, Bhati is the shining. When you do this, all the toxin comes out. Your internal fire is called tejas. Tejas increases and looks like you are glowing. Change your mudra to Vayu Mudra. Change to Shunya Mudra, Mudra of emptiness. Prithvi Mudra, Mudra of the earth. Keep on doing it. Let me tell you the benefit. Doing 20 in each mudra. It massages your internal organs, massages your liver, massages your stomach, massages your spleen, massages your small intestine, massages your large intestine, massages your pancreas. For women, it massages your uterus, massages your tubes, massages your ovaries. Change your mudra to Varun Mudra, touch a little finger and thumb and continue. Very slow, 1 per second, all the tension in your belly button. For men, it massages your prostate. It also massages high up to your diaphragm. Diaphragm is the muscular structure between your abdomen and thorax. Massages your lung from the lower part. All the residual toxic air sitting in the lung comes out. Active exhalation, passive inhalation. You keep on doing it, just 20 in each mudra. Shakti Mudra, Prana Mudra. It improves your strength and brings prana in your body for healing, called pranic healing. In between the lung, you have the heart. It massages your heart. People with a heart disease, congestive heart failure, coronary artery disease, and all the cardiac problems you have, do a very slow Kapalbhati Pranayama. Don't do it too fast. Change your mudra to Apnea Mudra, middle finger, ring finger and thumb. Massaging an organ improves the organ function. Massaging your heart improves your heart function. In fact, when we have your heart has a problem, even heart stops, we keep on pressing heart from outside. We call it a cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR. I call the Kapalbhati Pranayama is your internal CPR. Internally, you're massaging your heart. Always remember, do a Kapalbhati Pranayama very slowly. If you put your index finger down, this is for your heart, improve the heart function. When you are doing a Kapalbhati Pranayama, always do the mudras. The mudras are synergistic for Kapalbhati Pranayama. Linga Mudra, all the toxic residual carbon dioxide from lung coming out. You guys keep doing it. We have all the toxins in our body. We have a stool comes out, urine comes out, perspiration is another mala or excreta. But pranayama, especially Kapalbhati Pranayama, is the only practice where you can do a voluntary removal of toxins in your body. There is no other technique which can remove a voluntary regulated breathing, which is pranayama. Prana is the life force, yama is a control and restraint. So wonderful practice. Now I hear many times people ask me, I cannot do it. I cannot put a focus here. I cannot do it. So what I tell them to learn practicing is that called learn how to do just do a little coughing. Coughing. Now you see if you can cough with your mouth closed. Kapalbhati Pranayama will come in. So Kapalbhati Pranayama is a wonderful transformative practice, and also transformative practice is this Vajrasana, Thunderbolt Pose. Very, very important pose. So from here, if you can see that I can slowly slide it down, and I can also sit down in your Sukhasana or a Siddhasana or a cross-legged asanas. I can cross my leg, I can sit down and keep my spine straight and able to sit down without any. Initially, when I started doing it, let me show you what happened to me. I'm here, I used to fall down here. Okay, go back again, come back. Then I do my opposite leg. Always I practice on both sides. I practice both sides equally. I sit down and slowly started developing that neuroplasticity, which is a transformative practice. Then you see what transformation will take place. Transformation will take place in your lower part of the body, and you will be able to sit down here in a, say, closed angle pose, Baddha Konasana. This pose will relax your ankle, your knees, and then the hips. In yoga practice, all of our body weight is transmitted in your ankle. So relaxation of the ankle is the most important practice in our yogasana and transformative practice. We do it all the time. separate our toes, and the way we separate our toes, sit down here, slowly take my one foot, and many a time I put my one foot on the top. I use my hand goes there, I put in between my toes. Separation of the toes also is a permanent transformative practice. If you cannot do it, market is full of it, and I have shown it to you before. Yoga toes, yoga socks, yoga sandals, yoga shoes, and I have all of them. I have all of them here. I've shown it to you, but this is the best way. Take your finger and slowly, even in the hand, when you do the hand, the tight, it is not transformative. When you separate it, it becomes transformative. When you do this baby fist, it is transformative. So these are the things you remember and you do, and always the most important transformative practice is doing it equally on both sides. I'm putting my hand here, I do my knees, I hug my knees, let the knees go down. So I'm slowly you're transforming from transition to transformation. Now look at how easily I can come down. I can slowly come down. I can sit down in, it's called your closed angle pose, Baddha Konasana. In yoga practice, knee is the site of fear, and our stress is called a fear of unknown. And hip is the site of emotion. And most important emotional disease, what we have today, is your hypertension, heart disease. Remember, we have a hypertension, we keep on using all the medications. With one medication doesn't work, two medication doesn't work, three medication doesn't work. But hypertension is an emotional disorder. When you control your emotion, your blood pressure comes down. So this is your treatment for your lifestyle related disorders and treatment for your transformative practice. Next, what you do on this posture, you are able to sit down for a longer period of time. When you sit down for a long period of time, what happens? You are slowly you transform. What you transform? Initially, it's called the beginning. All the muscles here, all the muscles in the here, lower part, muscles here, which is putting you in this posture, all the muscle contracts to get it into this asana. But if you stay in this asana for a little long period of time, remember, no pain and effortless breathing. The practice I do, I close my eyes, keep my spine straight, do my mudra called Adhi Mudra or baby fist mudra, put it over my knees, and I will do the breathing out longer than breathing in. If you continue a breathing practice, a breathing out longer than breathing in, the breathing out is parasympathetic and breathing in is your sympathetic. Longer and longer you do breathing out longer than breathing in, what you will develop a neuroplasticity, and neuroplasticity is your transformative. So the way to do it, close your eyes first, breathe out first. Breathe in with a count of 2 in and count of 4 out. 1 and 2 in, Count of 4 out. If you can practice with me, let's see if you can progress. You do it only up to the level of without any effort in your breath. Your breath flow has to be essentially normal, and your rate of your breathing will come down. So for me, it is very simple and easy because I'm doing it for a long time. Let me try. Count of 4 in, count of 8 out. It's a wonderful practice. What happened with this practice, you develop a transformative, you develop a neuroplasticity to the point that you keep doing it even when you're sleeping. Suppose I feel a little uncomfortable now. What I will do uncomfortable, I will go slowly back up. Go back again. Wait for some time, but I will go back and let me see. I will be doing it again. Why? In stages it takes place. So now I come to another stage here. Sitting down. I can show it to you. Now I can do it. It's a count of 8 in, count of 16 out. So the way to do it, breathe out first. Count of 8 in. You develop a profound relaxation of your muscles and ligaments. And this is going to create a permanent neurosynaptic changes. That I'm able to sit down here, I'm able to sit down because my brain is allowing me to sit in this posture. It's not that I am trying to sit, my brain is allowing me to sit in this posture. Okay. So we develop little bit of truncal obesity, and this truncal obesity is absolutely resistant. You know, I really had a very nice, but I'm developing little bit of truncal obesity myself, and I practice every day. I practice, and truncal obesity comes from your stress. Stress causes cortisol, and cortisol starts transferring your glucose to your omental fat. The omental fat is inside your abdomen. So what happens, the things are going all around us, even if you're doing all the practices, we're still in a little state of stress. So from here, what will be the other transformative practices? Let's see from here what you can do. You can go down a little bit further down. And how can you do further down? There's simple things. We use it at home. We have it at home. We're using it all the time. So this is like a small stool with a little cushion. Very nice way to sit down. When you sit down, you feel a little comfortable. Cross your leg. See, we're coming to a transformative practices. What you can do here now, you can see slowly and slowly, you will see the way we develop the transformation now. My whole body, one of my leg is up, and I can take the other foot high up, and I will sit down. This is called your half lotus, Ardha Padmasana. In this lotus posture, if it doesn't come, I'm going to relax and take my hand, take a look. My right hand goes to my right foot, left hand goes to my left foot, sitting here. Now, what I will do for a transformative practice is that I incorporate a Bastrika Pranayama. What is a Bastrika? Bastrika is a bellows. I'm sure many of your city dwellers have not seen the bellows you use for your fireplace when you're in countryside. Bellows are also used by the blacksmith. I do have a real bellows. A friend of mine gave me, they said, keep a bellows to see, which you have never seen probably. So what does bellows do? What does Bastrika Pranayama do? Just 1 second. We do a lot of morning practices which are also very transformative. In fact, I will show it to you, the practices we do as a daily routine. They're very, very important practices. When a person is dying, what do you die? We call it a patient expired. Patient expired means the last breath comes out. When the lung stops, then your heart stops. When your heart stops, then your brain stops. When your brain stops, your cellular function stops. Then a person is declared as dead. So the contrary, if you can say the other way around, if you improve your lung function, it will improve your heart function. It will improve your brain function. It will improve your cellular function. So, able to improve your lung function will improve your whole body function, and when your whole body function improves, your body is in a state of, we call it equanimity. That means in a balance. And in yoga, health is defined as a balance of body, mind and spirit. So you learn doing the Bastrika Pranayama in stages. The first Bastrika Pranayama, those stages will be, you can sit down if you have a cardiopulmonary problem. It's called active inhalation, active exhalation. Normal breathing is active inhalation, passive exhalation. Exhalation, longer than inhalation. In a Bastrika Pranayama, what you will do, you'll keep your spine straight, eyes closed, you'll take a You may have some mucus in your nose which will come out. So keep a little bit of a Kleenex or paper. We always keep it at handy. But we do it as if there is no effort in breathing. From here, in stages, we'll be start doing little faster Bastrika Pranayama. Here, between my hand in a relaxing posture, I will keep on doing it. You feel a little bit of altered sense of consciousness. You feel a little bit of, we call it a carpopedal spasm, like you get a spasm between your hands and the feet. Circumoral numbness, little numbness around your mouth, and altered sense of consciousness. Maybe be a little bit of a dizzy, maybe a little bit of a blackout, things about a blackout, or you feel like everything is spinning around you. But this is called hyperventilation syndrome, and entirely normal. And the biggest request to all of you, please do not do a pranayama standing up. Always do pranayama sitting down, or we will be laying down in a chair. And here I'm sitting on a small little cushion here, sitting here. So I feel very comfortable, very relaxed. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to change my foot. This is your half lotus, Ardha Padmasana, half lotus pose. Now you'll see in stages, like in the stages takes place, generally neuroplasticity takes place between 20 to 40 inputs and based on the people. That means if you keep on doing a regular practice of yoga, in between 4 to 6 weeks, you are going to have a neuroplastic changes. Many times you will be breathing same way when you are even asleep. If you keep on breathing, exhalation longer than inhalation, you'll be breathing like that when you're even sleeping. Now you'll see we can do a very rapid Bastrika Pranayama. Very important, because if you can do this Bastrika Pranayama without any effort, effortless ease. Remember, disease is D-I-S space E-A-S-E. Disease, and the treatment of the disease is your effortless ease. When you have the effortless ease, you have a therapy. Now, let's see how we will do, because I've been doing it for a long, long time. So I'll be doing it completely effortlessly, and you will see how rapidly, how fast we can do, because those will be creating a permanent transformative changes. Transition is very simple. You do a practice, you come to a yoga class, you'll have a transition right away. I have so many times people in my class, because my class is very relaxing. I have a very large class for yoga therapy class. Person will say, my blood sugar never comes down. I try everything. I'm taking the medication, doing all the diet. My blood sugar is around 140, 150 all the time. I already have 2-hour very relaxing classes, activation of relaxation response, activation of parasympathetic tone. After the class is over and they go home, I get a text. Yeah, I know my blood sugar dropped down to 90. My blood sugar dropped down to 100. Within a short period of relaxation practice, your blood sugar will come down. We have all the gadgets. We use the Apple Watch to have our heart rate, blood pressure, EKG. We see rapid physiological changes when you are doing this relaxation response and parasympathetic activation. But those are temporary. Those are not long lasting, those are not permanent. So let me show you how a faster Bastrika Pranayama will do a transformation to your body and mind. Minimum requirement is spine straight, eyes closed, and here I go. I did easy 200 Bastrika Pranayama easily, but now what I'm feeling extremely hot. I'm very hot inside. I have a little bit of altered sense of consciousness, and I was feeling I have a little tightness in my neck muscles. That is entirely what is your hyperventilation syndrome. I practice every day. See, that's what I'm talking. I'm even singing. I can do it. I can do it 500. I can do 600. So when you feel cold, what says the cold? Your Kapalbhati Pranayama is good to ignite your Agni, the fire, ignite your Tejas. But Bastrika Pranayama really warms you up. When you do Bastrika Pranayama, you'll see, because the work of breathing, normally with a completely effortless breathing, work of breathing, that means amount of energy used for breathing, almost around 5% of the total energy. And when you keep on doing it, you burn more calorie than even doing your, we call it a cardiovascular practices. Very, very important. And then when you keep doing it, it becomes a permanent transformative practice that you are not going to leave home without this practice. For me, I have noticed I'm in a state now that it doesn't matter where I am. I'm in a plane, I'm in a train, I'm in a hotel, I'm in a friend's house, I'm in a guest room. I never miss it. In fact, when I'm in a plane, if I'm in a, in a small seat in a plane, generally in a long flight, I develop some swelling in the feet. Most of us, I'll sit down with my feet up, and if there's enough space to sit down, I'll put my feet in the back like your Thunderbolt Pose. And I'll keep on doing my pranayama practice. And the person next to me gets a little interested, start asking me what you are doing. And when I explained to him what I'm doing, guess what? He also started doing it. He said, can I sit down with my feet high up? I said, yeah, why don't you give it a try? Within a short time, doing this pranayama practice, I see he or she the feet is high up, sitting down, Let's see. So now, you have in a position now, what you can do, you can take this foot, bring it up, you can sit down in a lotus pose. Now we are sitting in a lotus pose on a small stool, which you'll be able to sit down in the ground also. Now you can do with your physical asanas with Bastrika Pranayama. And when you do physical asana, the Bastrika Pranayama, these are also very permanent neuroplastic changes. But generally what you have to do for a neuroplastic changes, you have to activate both sides of your brain. Right brain is intuitive, right brain is female, right brain is cooling. Right brain controls the left nostril is called your Chandranari, moon energy, parasympathetic. Left brain is your analytical, it's male, it's a heating, controls your right nostril is called Suranari, sun energy, heating, sympathetic. Health is a balance of your body, mind and spirit. The moment you create the balance, you develop your permanent neuroplastic changes. So, if you do with your, with your chest expansion, okay, you'll be doing your chest expansion. This is called your Bokho Bikash, chest expanding with your breathing. So what you will do here, you will be breathing out first. You will breathe in and then breathe out. So the chest expansion with your breathing. For a neuroplastic transformative practice, now we'll be doing opposite. What will be opposite now? It will be breathing in here and breathing out here. Okay? Here it is. You'll get a breathing in here, breathe out first, breathe in, So, as long as you understand what will bring the transformative practice, then you will see you will be doing the practice without knowing. Like we call it is brushing your teeth, taking a shower. I don't know, you wake up in the morning, you brush your teeth, wash your face, then you go to shower. Probably you don't even remember you have done this. You could also do this Bastrika for neuroplastic changes with your hands raised. You can raise your hand when you pull it down. You pull it down with your, it's called your Hakini Mudra. Yes. You can do three speeds, very slow, medium, and fast. If you're doing with me, let's see if you can do with me. Generally, we do 20 very slow, 20 medium, and 20 fast. That's on one cycle. Then you keep repeating that cycle. You repeat more and more, the same cycle. 2 cycles, 3 cycles, 4 cycles. Let's do 1 cycle to show it to you. Then maybe do another cycle just to show you how easy to do 2nd, 3rd, or 4th cycle. 20 very slow, hand raised high up, pull it down with your baby fist. Medium speed, count of 20, Bastrika Pranayama. You can do very rapid speed, 20 of them to complete the cycle. So 20 slow, 20 medium, 20 fast, complete 1 cycle. The brain gets a signal, that's the way I'm breathing, that's the way I'm practicing. My lungs is getting better and better. With this practice, now I can breathe out, maybe 3-4 times more than what I normally can breathe out. I can breathe in, another thing I just want to let you know. So when I'm talking to you, my hand goes like this. This is called a Hakini Mudra. My hand goes like this without me even knowing. I didn't know my hand was like this. This is called your mental focus. When focusing, and I have so many pictures. I'm in a conference, somebody is very attentively listening, and hand goes like this. I'm talking to somebody paying attention, my hand goes like this. This is called what? Neuroplastic transformation. This will happen without knowing. Hakini Mudra. And you will see the babies. The babies, every posture baby does is a yoga pose. Yogasana, Yoga Pranayama, Yoga Mudras. When you're doing it, you've got some saliva in your mouth now. And the saliva in your mouth, that tells you have a parasympathetic activation. So same way you can do the same when you become plastic, say, you could do a faster. You can do a faster Bastrika Pranayama, so we'll do all three together. So it's a different kind of cycle now. Do 50, 60 very fast. That will transform you. Okay? If you're doing with me, see if you can do with me. Spine straight, eyes closed. Of them. I'm talking, I'm breathing. You have a pain in your hand. Bastrika Pranayama is your pain relieving pranayama. It's like a pain medication. Hand pain, there's a pain for your frozen shoulder. There's treatment for a frozen shoulder. A friend of mine asked me, what should I do for a frozen shoulder? This is what you do for your frozen shoulder. Another important pranayama, which is transformative, is your alternate nostril breathing. Why? Because left nostril is controlled by your right brain and right nostril is controlled by the left brain. When you activate both sides of your brain, you develop equanimity, develop the balance. Balance is your health, balance of your body, mind and spirit. So we are stepping down. We're stepping down in a short period of time. We have come down this far. And you get in and out very slowly, and there is no rush. You may have a little bit of aches and pains in your joints because you have stretched too much without knowing. So always pay attention. Do not cross the limit of your pain, and do not cross your breath. Always stay behind your breath. Very, very important physiological changes. Now if you see if you can get down into the ground, and how to get on a ground and what are the postures you can do in the ground. So activating both sides of your brain. Activating both sides of your brain will be your activating these asana poses. So the way you do it, you have, this is called easy pose. Now in the ground, your spine straight, eyes closed. And then Do the breathing. Breathing out longer than breathing in with the hand mudra, called it Hakini Mudra or a Gano Mudra. After a while, when you're comfortable, you change your foot. See, if you can do now in the opposite side, other side. Spine straight, eyes closed, mind quiets down, and you will be able to see that you can do it very easily. Same way, eyes closed, effortless breathing. I'm showing you the stages. Then you call your perfect pose, Siddhasana. Take your heel all the way back to your perineum. Take the other foot on the top and your knees will drop down. This will drop down on its own. If it doesn't drop down, if it is staying here, let it be here. Let it be here because, I'm sorry, let me put it here. If it is here, if you keep doing your breathing, this thing is going to happen. This is going to come down on its own. If you push it down, it'll go high. So now it's all the way down. You can do the same thing. You can do other side, bring the heel here, take the other foot, and it will come down. And more transformative practice you have, you bring your now other foot high up, half lotus, close your eyes, do a little bit of a relaxation of your toes. And you will see slowly and slowly your knees are going to come down. The mantra of yoga is, in stages, impossible become possible. Opposite side, in stages. Other foot high up. These are permanent, transformative, neuroplastic changes. You are able to sit down like this. That means you are not trying to sit like this. Your brain is allowing you to sit like this. Take your other foot on the top. Now you're sitting down in a lotus pose. Sitting in a lotus pose because your brain is allowing you to sit in the lotus pose. This is such a relaxing asana. You feel a profound level of relaxation. Now, in this asana now, or if you're sitting in a chair, sit on the ground, if you cannot sit down, or any comfortable asana you do alternate nostril breathing, which is also a permanent transformative practice. Let's practice a little bit. If you're practicing with me, let's do it together. Left hand, use your mudra. This is called your Hakini Mudra or a Gano Mudra. Put it nicely over your left knee. Use the right hand to close your right nostril. You don't have to press all the way down. You just press just underneath your nose. Right nostril will be closed. Breathe out through your left nostril. Then you breathe in through your left nostril. Drop your hand down, close your left nostril, just underneath the left nostril with your ring finger and little finger, and breathe out through your right nostril. Breathe in through your left nostril. Breathe out through your right nostril. Let's continue the alternate nostril breathing for a while, and I will be telling you the benefit and telling you how it creates the transformative practice. Left nostril is controlled by the right brain. Right brain is intuitive. Right brain is cooling. Right brain is female. Left nostril breathing is called Chandra Nari. Moon energy, cooling, parasympathetic. You continue alternate nostril breathing with me, and I'll be telling you the benefit of this pranayama. Right nostril is controlled by the left brain. Left brain is analytical. Left brain is heating. Left brain is male. Right nostril breathing is called Surya Nari, sun energy, sympathetic. Alternate nostril breathing activates both sides of your brain. Wonderful practice for treatment of hypertension, treatment of neuropsychiatric disorders, and it is called a Vayu Pradhan Pranayama. That means it controls the Vata, primarily Vata controlling pranayama. Many a time you will notice that your hand, the right hand, becomes uncomfortable. Instead, you can do, I have done this practice, I can use my left hand and support my right elbow, and I continue doing alternate nostril breathing, and also keep on doing with my eyes closed and awareness. Next we do, take my index finger and middle finger in between my eyebrows, the third eye, close my eyes and focus on my third eye. By focusing on my third eye, I continue alternate nostril breathing. Within a short time, you enter into a transcendental state, and you enter into a meditative practice. Alternate nostril breathing brings you to a meditative practice to the point that you will be able to do alternate nostril breathing without closing your nostril. That is called your gross body to subtle body. You access your subtle body. I have noticed many a time my hand really becomes a little bit of a little discomfort, and I continue as long my breath will allow, sometimes 5 minutes, 10 minutes. So what I have done, I have a little small, so at a perfect height, I put rest my right elbow, my left hand is in a mudra, and my focus is in my third eye. I continue my alternate nostril breathing. Try this. If you can do this, it is a wonderful practice, and with a short time, you will see the benefit of it. Next, little bit more advanced is bringing the balance. Use your left hand, then bring it up, hold on to your right earlobe. This is crossing your hand and holding. This is also called a super brain yoga. In a super brain yoga, you generally balance both sides of the brain. The way to do it is that you hold into both the earlobe, crossing your hand, then you keep on doing sitting down and sitting up. Sit up, sit down. You go super brain yoga. So keep doing it like this with your concentration in the third eye and alternate nostril breathing. Slowly and slowly you will see you have awareness. Drop your hands down, put your hands both in this mudra and do alternate nostril breathing without closing your nose. You visualize you're breathing out through your left nostril. Visualize you are breathing in through your left nostril. Visualize you are breathing out through your right nostril. Visualize you are breathing in through your right nostril. Keep your eyes closed. Bring your mind in on your breath. Do the alternate nostril breathing without closing your nostril. Immediately we enter into a meditative alternate nostril breathing. What will happen to you, it will keep doing like this breathing without knowing. You'll be doing this breathing throughout the whole day, even when you're sitting down. Maybe you're sitting in front of a computer and you are paying attention, you're concentrating. You will see, slowly your eyes will close and will be doing alternate nostril breathing without knowing. You also use the right nostril breathing and the left nostril breathing. Breathe in through right nostril, breathe out through left nostril. Excuse me. That is called Surya Vedi Pranayama. Sun, it is heating pranayama. Breathe in through your left nostril, breathe out through your right nostril. That's called Chandra Vedi Pranayama. It is a cooling pranayama. By the time this thing will happen, what you will see that you're slowly and slowly, you're transforming, and you are doing these practices without knowing. And that's the state you need to come in. And that state will come in very easily. From sitting down, you can do a little bit of a Dandasana. In a Dandasana, another thing will happen, to keep your hands on the side, you will feel a relaxation that your thighs, knees and the legs will be touching the ground. If you're not relaxed, you'll see your thigh will be up, knees will be up, you'll be like this. Slowly and slowly, this whole thing will come down and this will get into the ground. You do your toes, separate your toes, breathe in, breathe out. Very nice way, ankle, relaxation of the ankle with the breathing. Breathe in, breathe out, both sides. It's a wonderful practice, and this thing happens, without knowing. You get both side to side. Another very transformative asana is your Thunderbolt, Vajrasana. You should all learn how to do Vajrasana, because Vajrasana is your parasympathetic activation. And also sitting in a squatting pose, like in a daily practice. I'll show it to you. I'm sure I've shown it to you before. But you do a daily practice. Wake up in the morning. We'll sit down in this squatting pose. The feet together, squatting pose, and we'll drink a glass of water. We'll take a glass of water in a copper vessel. We'll drink a glass of water. Then we'll get up without a support. So getting it in and out from a sitting down to up is a very important phenomenon for your Vajrasana and your transformative practices. And I'll show you a little bit more and more what you need. See, you can sit down. You can sit down in a Thunderbolt pose. Put your feet first. You can do in stages. The first stage will be that you're sitting, and in fact you can even keep your ankle high up and able to sit down on your heel. And slowly go back, keep your spine straight. Then you can slowly, when the transformation takes place, you do it. Sit down. Remember, able to sit down in a squatting pose, able to sit down in the Thunderbolt, and when you get up, keep your body straight. That is called your Tadasana, mountain pose, or a Dandasana, or a stick, Jostiasana. Your ear, your shoulder, your hips and the ankles in a straight line. When you walk a straight line, spine is straight, that is your transformative practice. So this is the way you sit down in your Thunderbolt pose. Keep your spine straight, eyes closed. Now, always I hear it all the time, I cannot do this Thunderbolt pose. So what you do first, underneath your ankle, you may even, generally I can fold it, and you put your underneath your ankle. You can do a little bit of a folded, you can do a roll over your yoga mat. Very comfortable when you do this. Keep your spine straight, hands in a Hakini Mudra, and close your eyes. Your body will have this straight spine sitting down. It's your activation of parasympathetic tone, activation of your relaxation response. If your problem sitting down here, what you do, you go back and put a little bit of a small cushion or small pillow. I prefer a folded blanket. In a folded blanket, what happens when your transformative neuroplastic changes takes place, you slowly and slowly can remove a layer of your folded blanket or a folded sheet, so you can keep on going down and transformation will take place. It's a wonderful practice. In fact, you can sit down in this posture and do all the pranayamas. You can do sitting here, Kapalbhati Pranayama. You can do your Bastrika Pranayama. Also, you can do your alternate nostril breathing. These three pranayamas literally will be a transformative pranayama. So, in the morning, when you sit down in a squatting pose, you drink a glass of water, you develop peristalsis. It's called a gastrocolic reflex. You get a bowel movement. Your bowel moves properly. You get a profound level of relaxation. What transforms you is a daily your jal neti or neti pat. And I've shown it to you. I have all of them in my YouTube channel. You'll be able to see it. But see, in daily, when you do see, when you brush your teeth, after brushing your teeth, you do your tongue scraping. It's a very important. Once you do tongue scraping, what happens? It's a different kind of tongue scrapers you have in the market. This is like a simple plastic. You take the tongue and scrape all the coatings in your tongue. When the coating in the tongue is gone, then you put a food in your mouth, the body can recognize the taste. Body recognizes the taste of a food. Simple plastic ones. Then you have varieties. You have a little nice steel ones which you can bend and do a very simply, you remove all these. These are very important. These are if you want to change your lifestyle. Two things will change. The tongue scraping. This is already pre-bent metal steel. You can do it. And yoga believes very much in the copper. Most of your contents, everything in yoga is in the copper. You have a copper vessels, copper. This is a copper tongue scraper. You do it. After tongue scraping, you always do it. And you can always go to my YouTube channel. I have shown it multiple times. You can see it. This is your neti pat, jal neti. You take a little lukewarm water, you put a little non-iodized salt, you put it through one nostril, and then you close your eyes, open your mouth, breathe through your mouth in and out, turn your head slowly, whole water will come down. Initially, you will have a little bit of a swelling, you will be tense, but when you relax, the water will come out very easily. Blow your nostril, do the same thing, put another, your lukewarm water, non-iodized salt, put it in the other nostril, turn your head down, breathe through your mouth, and the water will all come down. Blow your nostril, and then you have a little bit of water left. What you do a little Kapalbhati Pranayama. I've shown it to you. Stand up, do a 5 Kapalbhati Pranayama with the head down. 5 with the head up. 5 on the head on the one side. 5 on the head on the other side. Then you have some in the frontal sinus. You hit the frontal sinus. It's a wonderful practice. The most transformative practice takes place when you also try to go to sleep. When you go to sleep, if you learn how to go into bed, how to put to sleep, and you'll be seeing that your body, your mind will transform enough that you'll be doing like this all the time. So we have shown it to you. There is a YouTube I have, which is called a yoga therapy for insomnia and a sleep apnea. So what you will do, say you will lay down, you will sleep like a baby. So how do you sleep like a baby? You have seen the baby, how the baby sleeps. Baby sleeps will call a laying down, closed angle pose. It's called Supto Baddha Konasana. So when you get down, you will get down slowly. You might need a small pillow initially, and this will totally transform you. You come down slowly. I hope you can see me. Yes, you can see me. Come down slowly. You put your head down on the ground. If you have any problem, you can put a little bit of a small pillow. Hands on both sides. Then slowly, if you are comfortable, you can remove the pillow. Always try to keep your chin below your forehead. This will help you a lot. So get into the bed. At night, you also put a little bit of oil in the nostril. Then put your feet together and drop your knees on the side. Supta Baddha Konasana. Many a time you feel a little uncomfortable. So what you can do, you can get again, I have 2 small pillows here, and you will see how nice it is. This is your, we call it a restorative poses. So here you are doing it and putting on both sides. Hands, you do it in your baby fist called Balo Mushti Mudra. Hands on both sides. They're very well supported. Now you incorporate your breathing. First we'll do 5 breathing. Breathing out longer than breathing in. Let's do 5 breathing. Breathe out first. I will do count of 4 in, count of 8 out. Number 1 breath, breathe out first, count of 4 in. Count of 8 out. Let's do it 4 more times. And if you are doing with me, you keep on doing count of 4 in, count of 8 out. You keep on breathing it, that's how your brain gets a signal, and will be breathing like this, and will be breathing like this when you are sleeping. Remember, lower your breathing rate, and when the brain perceives that's how you do it, you live longer. Extend your exhalation, extend it longer. Now you incorporate breath holding. The best way to do it, you will breathe in, count of 4 in, hold for count of 16, then breathe out for a count of 8. 1:4:2. For me, I can progress a little bit more. If you cannot stay there, then I'll go to count of 5 in, count of 20 hold, count of 10 out, count of 6 in, count of 24 hold, count 12 out. And I continue a little bit longer and longer. Sometimes I go to count of 10 in, 40 hold, 20 out. This breath holding improves your sleep pattern, because breath holding causes called CO2 narcosis. Carbon dioxide builds up for narcosis. Let's try first, breathe out first. We'll do count of 4 in, count of 16 hold, count of 8 out. Count of 4 in. Count of 16 hold. Count of 8 out. Count of 5 in. Count of 20 hold. Count of 10 out. Count of 6 in. Count of 24 hold. Count of 12 out. I continue it for a while, then I do a simple breath holding after a long deep breath in. I breathe out first. Take a deep breath in. And hold my breath. I hold my breath for a long, long time. From there, I go breathe like a baby, called abdominal breathing. In abdominal breathing, when you breathe in, your abdominal wall goes high up. Breathe out, abdominal wall goes in. Breathe in, breathe out. Slowly you'll be breathing like this. If you look at a baby, baby will breathe like this when baby is also sleeping. From there, first you go to your right side. You sleep like a yogi in your right side. What you do, you turn your body, and then if you can put your head on your folded hand, and you are in a fetal position. You are in a fetal position. Go a little bit back. So you are in a fetal position, or in the yogis do, they put the head on a hand. And initially, you will sleep like this. Remember, these are changes in taking place, and you will be doing it every single night. This is the way you will be sleeping. This is the way you will do it without knowing. So initially what happens, your body temperature inside is still very high. So in a laying on the right side, your left nostril opens up. Left nostril is cooling, so the cooling is coming to your body. Always remember, you develop a breathing through your alternate nostril even in a daily time, day-to-day time. You will feel one nostril is doing the main breathing. Laying on the right side, left nostril is doing the breathing. After a while, when you feel the effect of it, laying in the right side, then you turn on your left side. You turn on the left side, you lay down on your left side. So let me show you from the other side, so you'll be able to see how to sleep on like a yogis, and how do they develop this transformative practice. You might even use a little pillow. This is good. Take a small pillow. You lay down on this pillow. Bend your feet like your fetal position. Take both the hands, put it in between your knees. Close your eyes. Now your right nostril is open. When your right nostril is open, it is your heating. Because what happened during sleep, that your inside body temperature comes down. All the muscle starts to relax. When you fall asleep, when your temperature is down, remember the balance, equanimity. For the balance, now you are breathing through your right nostril, which is heating. Inside body core temperature is low, and you are breathing through your right nostril, you fall asleep. And this is the way you fall asleep, starting from the beginning, sleeping like a baby with a laying down closed angle pose, the abdominal breathing, breathing out longer than breathing in, using breath holding. Initially laying down on the right side in a fetal position, then laying on your left side in the fetal position, and having a wonderful practice, wonderful transformation, wonderful neuroplasticity in your body and mind. When you get up, straighten up your one foot, push your body high up, slowly get high up and sit down for a little while and then get up slowly and slowly. Now again, yoga as a therapy is your transformative practice. It's called art of transformation. It is from a transition to transformation. Transition is temporary, transformation is permanent. With a transformation, you live a healthy, disease-free, medication-free, a quality life. You enjoy a life, and this is in a medical term we call compression of morbidity. Compression of morbidity means when we are maturing, we are developing which is called the age-related disease. But remember, aging is, we call auto-intoxication through our five senses. If you learn how to control your five senses, that is anti-aging. So with this transformative practice, you enjoy a quality and also a quantity. That means you live longer. Say for example, at the present time, the father of our modern yoga is called Krishnamacharya. Krishnamacharya had 4 students. One is B.K.S. Iyengar, who started the Iyengar yoga. Another Patabhai Joyce, so the Vinny yoga. Then he had a Western female. Actually, she's a Russian, then I think she became Romanian, and she came to India. She learned from them. She took a Vedic name called Indira Devi. Indira Devi came to Los Angeles In later part of her life, she was in Argentina, in Buenos Aires. And this was his son, the Desicacher. All of them has a multiple medical issues. Iyengar lived almost, 95, 96. He just passed away a few years back. Patabhai Joyce lived almost same time, 93, 94 years. But it's a good quality living. Indira Devi lived up to 102 years. So we know at the present time also, the people who are in a good transformative yoga therapy practices, they live a longer and longer with a good quality living. Thank you. Thank you for joining today. This was a very important session for all of you to learn. You know, yoga therapy is not, remember, yoga therapy is not a reductionist. It is not a disease specific. This is called holistic. Holistic means whole. It takes care of our whole body, mind, and spirit. But also with our experience, we have come out, which is called a reductionist holism. Reductionist holism means now we know for a specific disease process, we can do a specific practices. Thank you again for joining this important session. We'll come every Saturday, 9:30 morning at the Eastern Time. And if you have any questions, which probably you have, please write it. And I cannot read and answer. It's too small for me to read, but I will answer all of them as quick as possible. Okay? Thank you again. We'll see you next Saturday.